Both the games Winston was playing as white, and in game 1 he played e4, in game 2 he played d4. Okay, so he was trying. He is basically a d4 player, but he was trying to play e4 just for fun of it, and he played e4 c5. And what is the name of this opening? Sicilian defense.
Oh yeah.
Sicilian defense, in which the main how should I say, the main idea of Sicilian is basically that white tries to control d5, black tries to control d4 square, and now the idea is black will try to go knight c6 to put more control of d4 square. See, it's like black is trying to go d4 with every piece, and white will try to go for knight f3, play pawn d4, and try to open up the center. See how it happens. So first knight f3, pawn d4, takes, a6. The idea behind a6 is, to control b5, so that there is no bishop b5, knight b5, all those kind of things. Knight c3, a regular development move. Bishop to d7, kind of a decent move, a developing move. Popular moves, other choices are, kind of the g6, bishop g7, and this is called as the dragon Sicilian. Okay.
Yeah.
You can also go for something like knight f6, and then try to go for something like pawn e6, bishop e7, and play the regular game. Anyways, bishop d7, bishop e2, knight f6, bishop e3, knight c6, and castles. Now here, if you notice carefully, white has the center pawn, and all the white pieces, especially the minor pieces, are well developed. So white has achieved the best what white could have achieved from the opening. To castle on one side, to put a pawn in the center and bring out the minor pieces, as white has done in this game. On the other hand, I mean, black is also fine, but black has not solved the problem of this bishop. Second of all, black doesn't have anything in the center. Okay. So e6, which is kind of a decent move, f4. And why f4 is being chosen here? Because the thing is
but we should not move the f1, right?
You should not play something like f7 to f6. That is always bad. Not always, maybe 9 out of 10 times it's always it's bad. 9 out of 10 times is bad, so avoid playing f6. But f4 has a very specific idea, which will be revealed in just a couple of moves. Bishop f3, and now just look at both the bishops. They're trying to point towards both the sides, and castles queen e2, because why queen e2? If you notice carefully, and if you notice all the pieces of white, you will find that the bishop on e3 and the pawn on b2 are the only two pieces that are undefended. Yeah, and queen e2 does the job of saving the bishop. The pawn on b2 is not so much problematic, because sometimes black loves to play something like queen to b6, and if your bishop is kind of undefended, in some lines it's kind of there's some kind of tricks that might show up. So to avoid all those things, and it's also a development move of the queen, so queen e2 makes perfect sense. Also now white is maybe ready to play something like rook a d1, maybe e1, depending on the situation. Okay, let's see. b5, creating a flank attack on the queen side. And what's the obvious reply from of the flank attack, guys? Whenever someone tries to go for the flank attack, what's the obvious reply? We should try to counter the flank attack by
maybe a4.
That will be kind of reacting. Other after a4, what if I e4?
So other.
Yes, Arav?
So he told, not me, other.
Yeah, I heard that Arav told me. I can differentiate both of your voices without like with my eyes closed. Yes. So Adab, you understand that pawn a4 will lead to pawn b4, and also you're just helping him to kind of advance his pawn more and more towards,
Okay. How about A3 then?
again, it's kind of a reactive move. You are reacting to the opponent's plan. You are not having a specific plan from white. So this is,
Uh,
I have told you guys kind of in some classes that whenever someone tries to attack in the
Sir,
corner,
did Winston play a very good move in this position?
he played a normal move. The very good moves are about to come. I'll show you the very good moves. He played a decent, he showed a decent understanding of chess, and he played a very nice, kind of a nice move.
I don't know.
So the thing is that you're trying to create a counter attack by attacking in the center. Whenever someone tries to create a flank attack or attack in the corners, either on the queen side corner or on the king side corner, you have to create a central attack. And by central attack, I mean once the b pawn has been pushed, guys, can you see that this bishop's path is kind of open?
The pawn E5.
Pawn e5 was the move. And now black first of all took the knight, so bishop captures, pawn takes pawn, and now the thing is, capturing the rook right now is not the best thing. You should not go for, you should not be super greedy for these things. Whenever a smaller piece like a pawn is trying to get the bishop, and if you try bishop takes rook here, pawn takes bishop, your knight is also kind of under trouble. If you move the knight somewhere, doesn't matter, you are about to lose the bishop as well. So not like that. Better choice is that you should capture the pawn by the pawn, and in that sense, see, one attack that you are already creating is the bishop attacking rook. The second attack that you will be creating is the pawn attacking the knight. Make sense?
Yeah.
Goes here, knight e5 only move, takes, and takes. Now, in the game, this was the position when opponent played rook c8, saving the rook. And now, guys, try to see the reason why Winston.
Now a good move?
Yeah, I'll come to that, Adam. I'm just about to come to that. Okay, you have to wait for, I guess, 90 more seconds to see the
90?
90 more seconds. And
90.
the clock begins now. All right. Now see, guys. Remember why did I say that? He played f4, and you guys were asking, sir, why f4? Because now
Now the rook is very free.
the rook is free. It's on a highway. It's on a semi-open
How
file.
come he calculate that much and see that it will be free?
Yeah, so this is how practice makes recognition of patterns easy. You try to play the same opening multiple times, you will be
That
recognizing.
is so crazy. How come he calculate this far?
He did not calculate this far. He understood that in this particular opening, this kind of middle game patterns arise maybe kind of 15, 16 moves later, only by practicing it. Alright?
Okay.
Okay, let's see the game forward. Now the idea is, guys, that your d4 bishop is always, whenever you push the f pawn, whenever there's no f pawn, you should try to understand that always this diagonal is very weak. Always. And this means that suppose if these two bishops are not there, the queen will come to d4 with a check on the king, correct?
Yes,
so Winston played a defensive move. Pawn to c3. Now he has made sure that all the problems that he was having before are solved. Okay. b4. e6, because now if you go back a bit, you should understand that your bishops are pointing towards the king like that. Your rook is already enjoying its place. The other rook maybe wants to come to d1 or e1. I'm not so sure. Maybe the queen to g4, and it's almost, you're almost killing the king. Pawn e6, bishop to b5. And this is where the game starts to become crazy. Now, Winston's opponent thought that, okay, fine, let me create a skewer like that. But and also it's like a discovered attack on the bishop. It's like a disc on the bishop, skewer on the queen. Now, when your two pieces are about to be lost, you might kind of get a little bit.
I think I found them. So queen g4. Yeah.
Queen g4, yeah.
Yeah, queen g4.
If you let's say you go queen g4 directly, okay, and suppose I play something like pawn to f6, and now how do you want to continue? Now the idea is, guys, your rook is under attack, your bishop is under attack as well.
Then we can move f5. f5.
Rook to f5, and yeah, kind of a decent move. Suppose I go g6.
Then we can't do anything. Sir, the pawn is pinned.
The pawn is pinned, yeah. So maybe the next move I'm trying to go king h8. So maybe you want to bring the bishop back, I guess. Or maybe do you have bishop f6? Not so sure. Bishop f6 takes, and the idea is this happens. See? Such a
So what actually happened in the game?
tricky idea. Actually, in the game, what happened? He did the same idea, but first of all, he captured on f7 with check, king h8, and now queen g4. The idea is you cannot capture the rook now because, and you cannot also capture
it's almost like unstoppable. Like almost. He can.
Bishop f6 was played, and now here I want to stop. Suppose if you guys were playing this position, I want to hear from both of you, how would you play this position?
So bishop takes bishop.
Bishop takes bishop, and suppose if pawn takes it back? Anna, what about you?
I am still thinking.
Okay.
Oh. It means if I was some maybe no, that won't work.
Now you guys are already knowing that white is the one who is trying to win this game, right? But sometimes you reach such kind of a situation in which you are knowing that I am winning, but it's hard to find the winning move. It's one of those cases. You must understand that this is winning from white, but how exactly it's winning, you have to be kind of very calculative of that. You just have to trust your instinct here and try to understand that these two bishops are kind of making the king trapped on the h8. In the game, Winston played the first bingo bongo move. Rook takes bishop.
So I told that.
Pawn takes, and now thing is, guys, try to understand. I want to go for bishop f6 and it will be a checkmate in one move. So, but there's a problem with this plan, and then you have to just solve the plan. I mean, just solve
the queen.
Yes. So, what should we do here? The second bingo bongo move is about to come on the screen. Anyone wants to take any guesses?
No.
The second, it's like deflecting the defender. The second move is queen to c8.
So, I thought so, but now it's not checkmated. Oh, yeah. It's
deflection of the queen here. If you take the queen, suppose, if you try to take the queen,
checkmate.
It's game over in just one.
So, did he take the queen?
He did not. His opponent kind of understood, maybe his opponent missed this idea, but it was already a lost position, I would say. His opponent played this move. Winston captured the rook. Queen takes, bishop check, queen goes here, and now where is the checkmate, guys?
So pawn f8 and make queen of rook. Queen or rook, anything.
Check. Let's go back
He
a bit.
made queen.
He made this. Let's go back a bit. Even here, can you figure out a different checkmating line? Suppose after here, don't go for queen takes rook. Can you figure out a second checkmating line which is even faster?
Even faster.
Even faster than this. How many moves is it? Is this idea taking? One, then two, then three, right? And on the third move, it becomes a checkmate. How about you go for checkmate in two?
I don't know.
Try it out. Try it out. We are here to try now. We cannot afford to know all the answers. It's fine to not know everything. Nobody can say that I know everything, right? But always we have to keep trying. That's why we are here.
No.
Yes, yes.
Queen d7.
Queen e7 is not possible, right?
D for
D7. Then bishop can also take.
okay.
But you're kind of close. You're trying to remove the queen from the defense of the rook, right? But the idea is you want to deflect the queen.
Queen e6. Queen e6.
Queen is kind of overloaded, Adab. Try to think here. Queen is kind of overloaded.
So, is the move bishop f6?
Bishop f6 check. So one move, that takes one move. Queen goes and takes the bishop
And rook.
F8 check.
So which one did he use?
He went for the mate in 3, but I just wanted to show you guys a mate in 2 as well, which was there in the game. Nice game, no?
Yeah.
The first game was kind of very attack, okay? The second game is, it's kind of an attacking game, but it's very positional, okay? So you have to try to understand the position.
Was it easy for Winston to win the game?
You will try to see in just a couple of moves, was it easy or was it difficult, okay? So here guys, Winston was playing again as white, and he played the move d4 this time. d4, d5, c4, c6. Anybody knows the name of the opening that is being played on the screen?
Sicilian Danish gambit?
Now, there's no gambit. Like, this is the queen's gambit. A pawn from the queen side is being given for free.
I knew some gambit, I mean.
And the way black is trying to defend it's called as the Slav defense. What's the name?
Slav defense.
Slav defense. Now here.
So Slav or Slav?
S-L-A-V. Slav defense.
Slav.
Slav. You can call it Slav, you can call it Slav, anything.
Okay.
Now here, pawn takes pawn, and now normal developments. Pawn to e3, pawn to a6, again to control the b5 square, pawn to g3. And now I guess the idea might be clear to you guys, because the thing is, we want to put the pawn g2, knight f6, bishop g2, knight c6, and very important, knight to e2. And this is kind of a Catalan opening, okay? I play Catalan a lot. Like, it's one of my favorite openings of all time. Like, out of all the choices I have, I always prefer Catalan.
Why do you like it?
It's my favorite opening. And this, usually in Catalan, the knight sits on f3, okay? But this time the knight has been, like the knight has chosen the e2.
It's a better one.
Both are kind of equal. f3 is little bit better than the e2 square. The reason is, once you put the knight on f3, you also have the control of the e5 square. So you can jump your knight to e5. You know, it's in some lines. But e2 is equally good. Akiba Rubinstein, one of the greatest d4 players of all time.
Who is the greatest d4 players?
There are many, but I'm just telling you, there was one player whose name was Akiba Rubinstein, and he loved playing this variation. He loved putting his bishop on g2 and knight on e2. He used to do this thing in many games, and he used to win his games very comfortably. I'll show you. Winston applied the similar ideas here.
Is he still alive?
No, sadly he is not.
Why?
He was playing chess, I guess, 100 years back, more than 100 years back.
Even before Morphy?
Morphy was playing chess. You guys are testing my maths here. I guess 150 years back.
150.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
all right, guys. So, okay, after bishop f5, let's go back. So, after bishop f5, a3 was chosen. Now, can you guys explain why did white play a3 here? Like, what do you think? What's the reason of playing a move like a3?
Later, maybe a5 will get open.
Okay, try to look deep. Try to understand the point why a3 has been chosen here. Arav, you want to add something here?
So, rook a2?
No, why would you put a rook like that? Your rook will just start crying. If you put your rook on a2, it's like you're kind of putting a rook in a jail where from it cannot come out ever. So it starts crying automatically. Coming back to the game, guys. Here, white played pawn a3. Now, try to understand this concept. Because now you cannot go knight to b4 at any point. It controls b. So here, e6, castles, bishop d6, knight c3, castles, bishop to d2. Now, d4 players, whoever plays d4, you should try to understand that the c file is the only open file, and you will try to see in a couple of moves, how smartly Winston.
I forgot to tell you that our summer vacation started.
All right. Now focus on the game. Only focus on the game. Nowhere else. Only full focus. Do like this. Do like this. Full focus should be on the game. Yes. Okay. Now the idea is, you should try to understand how smartly Winston first of all closed the entire king side. I will show you in just a couple of moves. He closed the entire king side and he brought all his pieces on the queen side and he opened up the queen side, and this is how he won the game. He first of all managed to close the king side. He opened the queen side at the same point and he brought all his pieces who like to be on the open spaces like the queen, rook, bishops, and I'll show you how it happens. So queen c7, rook c1, rook is on this open file, very nice. Knight e4, knight takes, bishop takes and pawn to f3. Bishop goes back, pawn b4, pawn f5, pawn a4, and actually, even though you should see that the pawn is being attacked twice, it cannot be eaten up because the knight cannot move, right? Because the rook is pinning the knight. So queen goes away, pawn b5, takes. Suddenly, guys, the point is, queen side has almost been opened, and after f4, he has managed to close the king side, which was for which I was trying to explain earlier, that he will open up the.
Now his opponent's pieces are so done.
Passive, yes. Rook a3, rook c3, rook a2, knight to c1. Knight c1 is not there to hit the rook. Now see, try to understand the logic. Try to see all the pieces he has. He is having rooks and queen and bishops. These guys like to be on the open spaces, so the right place for these pieces are the queen side, right?
Yeah.
The knight likes to jump in the closed spaces, where there are holes. So the knight wants to jump to the closed space. Now in the king side, where everything is closed, the knight from here wants to come to e5. And once the knight sits on e5, it attacks the queen, it attacks the bishop. But how do you achieve knight e5? So you go knight c1, knight to d3, knight to e5. And that's how he's improvising every single piece in the game. See how it goes. So rook c3, rook e2, knight c1, hitting the rook and also trying to achieve my plan. Rook a1, queen b3. Queen is now coming out and also getting developed. Rook a3, queen b2 finally. Rook goes back, knight d3, bishop h5, knight to e. So the knight has improved. Takes. Knight g6, rook, other rook is also coming in. See what I was trying to tell you. Every single piece will start coming on the queen side, and gradually Winston has controlled, very smartly has controlled the c7 square, on which he will try to enter next. Rook c7, queen goes away, rook takes pawn, bishop to c. Now the thing is, you are having a passed pawn, your bishop is also about to come out, and you want to promote it, and maybe the rook also wants to enter the seventh hand. The
So
idea that
okay.
yeah, go on.
So actually nothing.
Okay.
I got confused.
So b6, trying to push the pawn. Whenever you are having a passed pawn, the best approach of handling a passed pawn is a push. You know, you always give your pawn push. Queen to c6. Now what should we do here, guys? It seems like my rook is getting trapped or something, isn't it? What do we do? Arav, any ideas?
No, but our rook is trapped.
So you have to try to find a counter move, you know.
So rook c7.
Rook c7 was chosen to create a counter attack on the queen.
Oh.
Queen goes back, and finally, again, whenever you get a chance. Now, here you are having a very nice tactical idea. I want to stop here for 2 minutes, and I want you guys to figure out a very nice tactical plan.
What? So take the bishop.
Winston took the bishop. The reason is that the bishop of yours, which is now doing nothing, this bishop is less powerful as compared to this bishop. So what he's trying to do is exchanging his bad piece with opponent's good piece. Why this bishop is a very good piece? Because this is the only piece from black which is in your camp. It's also stopping my rook from getting connected as a bad tree. So rook c4, pawn takes, bishop goes and takes the rook, queen takes, and finally d7. So my pawn has again inched one more square up.
So what if he comes to queen? Yeah, that.
Queen mate happened, and now Winston played rook to c4, and now he's already +2. Not just that, guys. The promotion square is what color?
Purple. I mean black.
Dark color, right? Dark color.
It's like purple.
Yeah, so purple is fine. Purple is fine, but usually in chess we say dark square, right? We do have a dark colored bishop. Yeah. So if I can put this bishop from here to c7, the queen will go away, and then I'll promote finally.
a5.
So rook to d8 was the final error of the game, and after bishop to a5, there was nothing that could have been done. His opponent tried for one check, rook to d1, king to f2, and finally there's nothing he could have done because the rook, the knight, and the queen are totally disconnected. On the other hand, white's pieces, including the queen, the rook, the bishop, and this main idea, the pawn.
Yeah, he resigned.
He resigned in this position because you cannot do anything. You know, if you try something like this, the idea is I'll just try to enter by something like queen to b6. But his opponent resigned right away.